Edison woman was killed earlier today after she was struck by a car as she crossed Route 1 at Old Post Road. 21-year-old Bianca Yotis was walking toward her job at Little Genius Academy, a child care center, when she was struck and killed instantly.
Debbie Bianca's been killed. Debbie, she's been killed. Debbie Bianca's been killed. This is horrors.
Bianca was walking to work at about 5:20, 5:40 in the morning. She was crossing this intersection. She steps off the curb. This is a 6-lane highway. She steps off the curb where those kids are standing, and for some unknown reason, she walks against the red light, but it's 5:40 in the morning. There's, little traffic. She must have figured she was fine. She makes it across all 3 of those lanes, comes across the median, walks across what we refer to as the hammer lane, which is the fast lane, that far lane there, gets to the middle lane here, and the driver was coming in this direction in the middle lane and hit her right here. As you can see, it's a straight shot in the direction the driver was coming, yet she didn't see Bianca at 200 feet. She didn't see her at 100 feet. She didn't see her at 50, 10, 5, or even when she was on her windshield. She had no idea she hit a human being. After the accident, she was taken to the hospital because after she hit Bianca, she never hit her brakes. For some reason, she accelerated and ran into that electrical pole, which now serves as a memorial for Bianca. She tore down that electrical pole and careened into the adjacent BMW dealership, where she flipped her car and totaled about 2 or 3 new BMWs. That alone speaks to a person's speed, to take down that pole and then still have so much momentum behind you that you roll and careen over and take out, a couple of cars. After the driver was taken to the hospital, from the hospital she was taken to the Edison Police Department and she was questioned. And when the police asked her what happened, she said she thought that a tire fell off of a truck going in that direction and hit her windshield. That tire was my niece. She was very sassy. In the early stages when she was born, she was always sick, always in the hospital, never slept, feisty. She's a real girly girl. She loved shoes. She was obsessed with shoes, all shoes, high heels, flats, sandals. She liked to dance. She was extremely outgoing, had a lot of friends. And even at a very young age, she always loved kids. She was a kid that loved kids. And then, as she got older, the personality was always the same. She had these chubby cheeks and she was always smiling and she had this nasal voice, And I think about her, I think of butterflies and hearts and kisses and makeup and, stuff like that. She liked to do hair. She was a great kid. I was the first person to hold her when she was born. I was there with my sister in the delivery room. I saw her take her first breath. And now, I was going to have to see her in that condition. Did she see it coming? Did it hurt? She was laying alone in the street, like roadkill, alone. Did she know she was going to die? Was she alive at all for any period of time? Did she realize it was the last few seconds of her life? All of these things go through your mind. And it's so incredibly painful because you can't ask them. You can't. There was no way to talk to her and say, you know, are you okay? Were you in pain? You know, did you call for any of us? Were you scared? You know, are you in heaven? Is there a heaven? Are you there? Are you safe? This, I'm telling you, as long as I live, this will not make sense to me. Just won't. Love you, babe. Love you, baby. See you soon. So weird that that would represent a family member. Isn't it's so crazy. When we pulled up here that day,
yeah,
I remember looking at that and thinking, she's in there, and I have to.
And you have to go face it. Her grandfather never left that step. He couldn't go in.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't
Yeah.
go face it,
No.
Tony.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, he
Tony.
could not say it. Who could blame him? He loved her so
I
much.
know. He couldn't see. He didn't want to remember her like anyway, but
Yeah, the way
walking
she
around.
was.
Yep. There's an Italian flag. Huh? Yeah.
I can't believe I'm back here.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be here. Never. Last place I would ever think I would ever come back to.
Well, do you want to go inside? Are you ready for that or no?
Yeah.
I love them sounds, the bells.
I knelt down in front of her, and you know, I could see that she had my sister's eyebrows, and you know, she had a little French manicure, and she looked so good considering, you know, the violent passing that she had endured, and just this feeling of peace came over me, and I was like talking to her subliminally, you know, and apologizing for all that I had missed and all that I had felt that I had failed to do for her. And it was during this time that, and sitting in here, right here, that I heard someone or something in my mind say, you know, you're going to start a nonprofit. It was just like that. You're going to start a nonprofit. And so I thought, okay, you know, I'm looking at her in the coffin, and this idea is in my head now. And it's like the voices in the funeral home are like a muffled, like I'm hearing them in a tunnel, because I'm so deep entranced in her face and this thought. And I actually, at that point, stood up. I walked around and I went and knelt back down in front of the coffin, and I said, you know, okay, I hear you. I hear you. You want a nonprofit organization. You want to help kids. We'll help kids, me and you, together. Oh my God, to try and explain this to people is, you know, you're so afraid that people are going to think you're crazy, because I knew it was crazy. As it was happening to me, I knew it was insane. But it happened. And so at that point, it was too much for me. I stood up and I told my husband, I got to go out and I have a cigarette. And I went outside the funeral home and I walked away from the crowd. I just tried to find a corner by myself and had a cigarette and tried to digest everything that I saw and everything that happened and everything that I heard. And at that point, the idea of this message and this promise I made immediately left my mind, because then, you know, the depression and the grief set back in. You know, this is another thing, the cruelties of life, that regardless of what you're feeling, no matter what tragedy you suffer, life goes on. And although it may seem at times that your heart stops, life doesn't. You got to continue to go. You got to continue to go to work and, you know, continue to cook dinner for your children and try to keep your husband happy and clean the house and pay the bills The only thing is, you want to say, hold up. My life just got destroyed. And I can't get back on this bicycle of life and pedal just yet. This, as long as I live, this will not make sense to me. Just won't.
Debbie Bianca's killed.
Think about it every day. You're going to start a nonprofit, start a nonprofit. You're going to start a nonprofit, start a nonprofit. You're going to start a nonprofit.
Okay, I'm going to have Gabby talk to you about a wish that just recently came in.
This family was totally like kicked out of their home by Storm Jonas. 4-foot flooding in their apartment. Totally homeless.
Water like this.
4 feet. Okay, out in West Wildwood, New Jersey. Not far from us. We've all been there. So the person who submitted the wish is giving them temporary housing.
I guess maybe I was at a stage in the grieving process when I was open to visiting this idea again. And I did that night at 2 or 3 in the morning in the blackness of my living room. And I said, wait, I made a promise to her, and there was something about a nonprofit organization and a logo, and, you know, maybe I can do this for her. Maybe I can help kids, right? Okay. And then sort of just the idea of it, just taking my mind off of her death and the finalization of it and the guilt and all the negativity of it and the accident and the answers I was searching for, and visiting another idea of, hey, wait, what if I start this nonprofit organization? What if that message was really from Bianca to me? And it was her asking me to do what it is that she wanted to do. You know, to sort of take the baton of her dream, you know, take it and move on with it here on earth.
She's a single mom?
Single mom,
We're talking about a single
2
mom here,
kids,
too. 2
nowhere
children.
to live, and has to replace everything.
Do they
Lost
have homeowners?
everything.
I mean, what good kind of coverage do they have?
I have a bed, a twin sleigh bed that's just sitting in my house that I have no reason. I'm trying to give it away.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and it has a mattress and everything,
Oh
so
my
I can
God.
give it to the little
Oh,
girl.
that's
They can just
awesome.
pick it up.
And the more I thought about it, the more excited it made me. And with the excitement came like a little spark of hope. And it was the first time, you know, since August that I had felt anything but deep, deep sadness.
I can't remember. the third one.
Can't open it or
I think if
whatever.
if we set this wish at $500,
That's what I
we
was
can really
exactly
help
thinking.
them, right?
Yeah.
I think we really can do a lot with 500. I think we can do bathrooms with, you know, carpet, towels, a shower curtain.
And so I felt, you know, let me think about it a little more, okay? Well, I work for a lawyer. I'm sure he knows what a nonprofit is. You know, he could help me with the legal aspect of it. And Bianca really cared about, you know, kids with separation anxiety. So who would the demographic of kids be to help in Bianca's name? And I thought, you know, foster children. Nobody suffers separation anxiety more than these kids who are, you know, torn away from their homes, their community, their friends, their schools, and you know, forced to live with strangers. And I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to call the Division of Youth and Family Services in my county, and I'm going to ask them if I can buy Christmas presents for the kids this year. You know, some of the kids in my county that are foster kids, and I'll do that in Bianca's memory.
She came home and she called us up. It was me, Vanessa, Gabby, and she said, girls, I need you to come over. Was a couple other girls too, and she basically didn't give us a choice. She just said, I have to do this. I made a promise to my niece, and Debbie is a person that if she says something, she puts her mind to it, and she does it, and you don't tell her no.
She just said, I want to do something in Bianca's name. I want to do something positive. I want to help Bianca's kids. Bianca loved children, and I would want to do something for children in her name. And I was like completely on board. I'm like, whatever you want to do, absolutely. It sounds like a great idea.
We were talking one night about ideas, and I was like, you should reach out to corporations and da-da-da. And she was like, you should be on my board. And I was like, okay. And that's it. It just took off.
Gabby, we'll have you head that wish then?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect. Okay, we have the Rockin' for Bianca's Kids, which Len is organizing, and that's in April. And
Bless you.
Thanks.
God bless.
Thanks.
Vanessa, you've been doing really good with
Yeah, I
kind
need
of pushing that.
We need door prizes.
When we're thinking about
Go
these
on
are bikers.
Pinterest. Just look up gift baskets. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, they have so many.
Really?
things.
Really?
It's a
Yeah.
it's a rocking band.
I was thinking,
it's
yeah,
a
you
band
have to
event.
So you gotta
cater
think of
to
your clientele.
cater to
That's
the
what I was
audience.
thinking. Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yes.
Alcohol
The best.
First of all,
is-
alcohol is
The
good
best.
at every event.
You
Every
can have another alcohol. We don't
I
have
know.
one.
Absolutely.
It's the
Yeah.
universal
I think-
gift
yeah.
that everybody
the
loves.
gift that
At
keeps
any
on
time
giving.
of year.
Right.
I think
Okay,
multiple
good.
alcohol things are great.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll do a gift card to Harley, because there's so many
Oh, yeah,
bikers.
that's
a great idea.
Yeah.
In addition to all the money that you raise for us is the deep love and friendship that I feel for all of you. I'm so appreciative to have met you, first of all, because I know that you'll be my lifelong friends. The truth is, there's so many good people out there, and I had the opportunity through this foundation to meet so many of them, and you know, a lot of them were you.
And society slowly but surely teaches us to be afraid of meeting them people because of faces.
Yeah, yeah,
Or names.
And
Yeah,
now
or
you got a
names.
bunch of bikers
Or
that
names.
are
yeah.
helping
You're
you
right.
out, and we give more to charity than anybody
I know.
out there.
Well-
Police, Congress, no, bikers.
Bikers.
You know what it is?
over
$20.
backwards.
You give them all they can eat and drink, and they're happy.
Oh yeah.
What does it do for you?
What's it do for me?
Yes.
It's a high like I've never experienced. I mean, I told you in my past, I've done just about every drug there is, and I never got a high off of any of that like I do this.
You came on an amazing wish, and that was on the wish of the house that we did for the homeless
Yeah,
mom and
yeah.
daughter. And oh my God, I mean, she created such a bond with Gianna. Gianna, you know, saw her 2 years later
Came
at
running
an
to me.
event and came running
yeah.
because you were there. You offered her help when no one else would.
She made me cry.
You
And
made her
I
feel
think-
so
Goodbye to me.
special.
I think the help that you guys offered to that mom and the girls gave that mom the strength to say,
She's
I
doing
need
amazing.
to pick up my life
Yes.
and take grasp on this because she flew with that.
Oh, she
You know,
did.
she's
feeling
like
so
she's a
good.
nurse now, right? Yeah.
She's working at Cooper
So it
Hospital.
was an awesome thing.
Again, this is how we feel. Our high, my high was flying a helicopter in Vietnam and just blowing the hell out of villages and killing people. No, I'm serious. That was my adrenaline rush.
I could get it
That was
too.
my high.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have that high
Get
anymore.
that here.
But what we know, like Lenny said, and Frank's the same way, when we know we're giving back something to kids, you've got to give something back, because there's too many people today taking
Yeah, there's a lot
and
of
not giving.
That's
They
the
just
thing,
they
yeah.
want what they want. Well, you know what? We here want what you need. You need us. We need you.
We're good.
We are good.
waiting.
A lot of good
I'll
stuff.
find out about the tickets for the casino night here, and I'll sort of
Well,
take charge of that.
Thank you
Have
so much,
them.
ladies.
I'll get these
See you next month.
this week.
It has been 34 hours since this 12-year-old was seen leaving her home just down the street here.
It's not like her. Her character is not like her. She would have been home 11 o'clock this morning if she had slept over at a friend's house.
The last time her family saw her, 12-year-old Autumn Pasquale was leaving their Clayton, New Jersey home, riding her bike to a friend's house. That was Saturday around 1 p.m. By Saturday night, her father, Tony, says she had not checked in and had never made it to that friend's house. He called police.
Major news out of the East Coast. Authorities in New Jersey now saying they have arrested two teenage brothers, ages 15 and 17, for the murder of 12-year-old Autumn Pasquale. She was last seen leaving her home this past weekend in New Jersey. She left on a bike, and when she didn't make it to a friend's house, her parents reported her missing. Authorities are now saying those two brothers lured Autumn to their home for the purpose of robbing her. They wanted some of her bicycle parts. Autumn was murdered, dumped in a recycling bin, and found 48 hours later.
From the day that I met you, and you can ask my husband, I went home that day and I said, I just had a life-altering meeting. And I didn't know that I'd ever see you again, but that meeting changed my life.
What a lot of wish recipients don't know is that you saved me. You letting me come into your life and, you know, help in any way that I could, or that Bianca's kids could. You know, that's how I heal from my loss. The goal was we granted a wish for AJ, we granted a wish for Natalie, and then I came to you and I said, I want to grant a wish for the family. And if there was anything that you wanted that would heal your heart in any way, what would it be? And what did you say?
Naming a park for Autumn.
Shortly after I submitted our request for Anthony's wish to the town of Clayton, I received word that Mayor and Council had voted unanimously to dedicate this park to Autumn, and I am forever grateful to them for that decision. Anthony, my friend, today your wish is granted. I pray that from now on you can come here and find the same peace and joy that Autumn did. Because today and forevermore, this is Autumn Pasquale Memorial Park. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thanks, because I could never tell this story without you. I love you. I love you like my brother.
Give me all the.
I love you. Thank you. Autumn will be with all of us always. You know, you. I love my babies. I love you guys so much. And I hope when you get to be a big famous football player, the day you sign your contract, I'll be like this, AJ, got money for Bianca's kids?
We'll always be grateful for what you've done for us.
Oh, please, I'm grateful to you for allowing me to do it and allowing me to be part of your life and allowing me to get to know Autumn. And, you know, she's with me all the time. She's in my office. She's in my home office. She's with me all the time. I have no doubt that Bianca and Autumn are friends in heaven.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
From day one, since we met.
Yeah, my mind tells me that. I don't know if they brought us together or we brought them together.
Yeah.
Min.
Hello,
Hi, Debbie. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You know I would live here if I could.
So good to see you.
How have you been?
I'm good. I'm very good. How about yourself?
Doing good.
Overall? Doing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thank God, doing good. So, I think you're going to be super proud. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, Thursday, the day before yesterday, for the first time in 5.5 years, I went to visit Bianca's grave. I went to the cemetery.
Wow.
I think by not going to the cemetery for so long, it helped me to, you know, live in that sort of fantasy at times where I would just pretend that she was still, you know, still with us. But it's time. And so, you know, I'm a nervous wreck. God. Is where, hon? I don't know. Is it that?
All right, so you okay, right?
Yeah. I'm glad because I want to be able to come back here, you know?
Broke the ice.
Just, she shouldn't be here, Mike.
I like her hair like that. She must have been losing weight in that picture.
She looks cute.
Yeah, not, but I miss her chubby cheeks. Remember when I first met her? Remember when I had cheeks like this? So we're storing in there.
I love you, baby. I love you. Think about you every day. I'll come back and see you, okay? I don't know why it took so long to get here.
Sometimes you're dreading something that's really not.
Yeah, like the anticipation of it
is way worse than the actual.
What you've been through prior to that is the bad part. This,
Yeah.
it's all bad, but
Yeah. This wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
And I can't wait to go back now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very cathartic again.
Yes.
And I will add to that in the sense that we talked about the stages of grief.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first came and where you were, of course, the denial and the anger and depression. I believe now you have been in the acceptance.
Okay, good.
That does not mean that you can't visit the others in moments.
Yeah.
But we're looking at it as a whole in the continuum, in general. And I do believe you've now reached acceptance.
And where is that in this stage cycle?
The final one.
Is it really?
You have reached acceptance in that time frame, and everybody's time frame is different and reaches it at a different place. However, how healthy it is to reach acceptance.
God.
And some people never reach it. They die and never reach it.
I can't believe it.
So despite some anxiety here, and despite, okay, I think about it here and I feel certain ways, or anger or frustration or depression maybe in a given moment, you have been in acceptance. Congratulations. A huge growth.
It took so long. I never thought I'd be here.
Did you think that you have ever been in acceptance?
No.
Yeah, because you're focused still on the strugglings of everything, right? And then Bianca's kids comes along and you're struggling there, and you want to be here and you're here and all that. So you've lost sight of your own, embracing your own interpersonal growth.
I agree.
But you
5.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It really does feel good. And I didn't ever think that I would get here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, I didn't think I graduated. Where's my friggin' diploma? Where is it? Do I get an award, a certificate? What am I getting?
I can do something there.
I
I'm
need
sure
an
I
award.
can present you with something.
I think you
Absolutely.
should.
Let me make myself a note of that
Making
to
a big
accomplish
certificate, gold writing.
There is no way that we at Bianca's kids could ever live knowing that you didn't get to do what all of your classmates are doing. You're going forward with your friends.
Thank you. I know there's so much to take in. I feel like I'm dreaming. Yeah.
I always say we live and we die and we hope we can leave a mark.
Being able to touch the lives of so many of these children is like, Debbie always says it's feeding your soul, and it sounds cliche, but it's so true.
You can't get it anywhere else. There's nothing equivalent to the feeling of reaching out your hand to a person in need. Absolutely nothing.
It gives me a lot of happiness to do these things. And I have a daughter, she's 10, and she's gotten to see, she's wrapped 40 gifts herself this Christmas, and she loves it. She understands what we do now.
Out of everyone that's been involved with Bianca's kids, I don't think that the kids we've chosen are the lucky ones. I think we're lucky that we got to meet them and got to help them, and that we got to work together with other women that we love and respect so much.
These people never knew that, they saved me. Through my pain, my purpose was born. It feels so good. It feels so good because I know that I made good on my promise to her, and we've only just begun.
But you didn't see this coming today, did
No!
you?
I had
We never know, do we, in our sessions?
Oh my God. Another achievement. Thank you.
Thank you for the time we had. Step by step we move from grief to gratitude. Thank you for my blessings, I count them every day. Tomorrow's not for certain, so I'll cherish life today.